Self-love has always been something of a unknown to me. I hadn't heard the term until recently. The past few years, I've been doing a lot of thinking, internalizing thoughts, and getting older. So I want to know what I'm going to do with my life and who I am. Really, honestly, who I am is the biggest question that I think I have, and that I also struggle with. Is finding out exactly, the type of person I am, what I like, more than just the surface level stuff like movies and video games and reading. Um, those are obvious things for me. Self-love, self-care, self-confidence, all the stuff that is that only we know ourselves. It's always the hardest thing, I think, is to understand ourselves, to know exactly what makes us tick, and what we truly love to do, and what makes us want to continue on, living the way we do. That's a big thing that I have struggled with in the past, and I still do. It's hard to find the exact, it's never going to be perfect, so finding an exact path, I guess, for your life is difficult, but it's worth it. I mean, nothing easy is truly worth it, I guess. I don't know if I'm quoting not the right way or not, but for me, I struggle still, and I have struggled a lot with knowing that I deserve self-love, love from others as well, but whether it be from things we've done or said in our past, or the way we've acted towards others, or the way we've acted towards ourselves. My biggest issue when it comes to the whole self-love and self-confidence and all that stuff is the perfectionism of our society, where you see all these beautiful men and women in movies and TV shows and magazines and all that kind of stuff, to where you think, oh, that's what people are supposed to look like, and they're wearing fancy clothes. And I grew up kind of in poverty, as did most Americans, I'm sure, but to where hand-me-downs were a thing. Christmas, would be the only time I'd ever get, or maybe my birthday, but the only time I'd ever get anything new when it came to clothing. I always hated getting clothing as a kid. I wanted toys or video games. I wanted the next Pokemon that came out. Actually, back in the day, wrestling was my thing as well. Replaced, during those teenage years. But it was an image thing. I didn't want other people to see me like that. Like when I lived with my mother and my stepfather, I remember a lot of it was I was embarrassed to go to school because they smoked, both of them, chain smoked. Our whole house smelled like it. The food, I didn't realize the food smelled and tasted like cigarette smoke until I took food with me to a friend's house, or rather my mother, when I was staying at my friend's house, who, they weren't smokers, none of them, didn't smell like that. The house was clean. What was it? My mother brought me, or she packed me like shortcakes or something. And what was messed up about that is they were brand new, like in the package. And when I opened them up and I took a bite of it, it tasted like cigarettes, and I almost threw up. Like, it was so bad. So that was part of it growing up, my embarrassment, I guess. I'm not saying that I'm embarrassed of my family or that I have been. It's just small little things. And no one really ever said anything. No one called me names or anything. It was just me. Everything I owned smelled like cigarettes. And plus, my mom and my stepdad both worked at a recycling center. So their clothing and work gear also added a different smell to the house, and it wasn't something I wanted to be a part of. And when I got old enough, I moved in with my dad, which started to change my mindset on who I was, and I was able to get my hair cut the way I wanted to, as in like high school, when I started working and I had all that stuff, and I started taking care of myself, taking care of ourselves regularly. That's a big thing for self-care and self-love, building up that self-confidence. I was also a little bit on the chubby side, I guess, if you will. I was husky. My grandmother used to say I wasn't fat, whatever. But after sitting down and thinking about who I am, where I want to go in life, personally, just the way I think about things, that helps a lot decide on a better path, because I can absolutely just go inside, play video games, or watch movies or YouTube shorts for the whole day. It being New Year's Eve right now, I could do that, and nothing would change, nothing bad would happen. I would just be sitting there, But is that really self-love? Sometimes, yeah. For me, I internalize so many things, and my mind is constantly racing. My girlfriend says because I'm so smart and I just have so many things going on. I don't know, maybe. I've never proclaimed myself to be any kind of genius, and I'm definitely not, but I do have a lot of thoughts that are constantly going around in my head, so sometimes I just need to, zone out on something, put a video game on, and just whatever. Types, why different types of video games. Pokemon is like a chill thing or whatever, but I've got other games too. But anyway, that's a thing that I've used to kind of help along my path, guide me on my path of self-love. But I have to be careful with that. Me personally, I get lost in those things, media, entertainment, and those aren't really important things in life. Like just meditating, I've tried it. Not that it doesn't work. It's just like, for me, I don't know. It's got to be exciting. There's got to be something about it. I can't just sit in a room and meditate. I have to go out into nature, secluded, where I don't have any noises of, the city noises or cars or people or whatever. Where I live, depending on the time of day, it's pretty quiet. And there's trees above me and over there, but it's not really nature. So finding a place just to be, and being alone, that's something. Finding a place to be alone, not like being alone, helps me with my self-confidence and self-love and care and all that stuff. But for that meditative thing, and I don't have to be out there like chanting or burning incense or whatever. But I think that's a way for me to embrace what's really important in life. Just being alive, being able to hear and see and smell and touch and taste everything that this world has to offer, for as long as it gives me. Believing in a higher power or not, you're only on this plane of existence for a certain amount of time, whether that's determined, before you're even birthed. I'm not getting into that, but you just have to make the best of it, and you have to treat people with love and respect that you also deserve, as well as treat yourself that way. You can't just be like, fawning over other people. Like, I love my girlfriend to death, but I can't worship her 24/7 and be there on her. It's just, that's unfair to me, and it definitely is unfair to her, because it's like a clingy thing. And when we first got together the first year, we were both just so infatuated with each other. Like, that's all we did was just like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I want to do this. Let's do this. And I didn't make a lot of time for myself because I didn't want to be away from her. She felt the same way, but she helped me by ripping that like a Band-Aid, saying, hey, I need my space. It hurt because I was like, I didn't want to lose that connection we had, and we were growing, but it helped more than anything else. And yeah, she's a great inspiration to me. This is why I'm doing this channel. It's our channel, and I'm trying to help her get her confidence up. Seeing me do this, posting videos for us, I think it'll work. So I don't know. Let me know if you like this stuff. If not, you know, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep doing what I want to do, and then if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it's working for me, that's all that really matters. There's a lot of dogs everywhere. Mine's running back and forth, and I love animals. So for now, yeah, that's a small part of self-love. So love yourself and value everyone. You ready? Hold on, back up. Hold on. Are you ready? Sit. Oh yeah, it's a good boy. Oh, go get it. Okay, brought it back. So quick. Oh, now he wants to pull.